Yes. Yes. Yes, I'll be talking about Nori and other things. Yes, I'll have my predictions. Our predictions. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the United States, North America, South America, and around the world, and in the place that doesn't exist, shrouded by fog, in the summer's heat, Australia, with the evil Jasmunda. Happy New Year, mates, and Happy New Year wherever you are. This is my magical advisor, Felix the Cat, and he's waiting, as I know you all are, for part 2 of my 2014 predictions. But first I have a few announcements. First of all, I've ordered a new tripod, and we'll be doing remote videos outside of my living room in 2014. Second, Mr. Chairman, I hold in my hand a list of 317 communist sympathizers known to troll Belgap. Oops, wrong list. Sorry about that. I hold in my hand the receipt for my new glasses. I went to Costco earlier in the night, paid $200 for new ones, and it will take 7 to 14 business days to get them. And then I will purchase a second pair as an emergency pair without transitions. That will be cheaper for $135. Third, I have gotten this magazine, iPhone and iPad Photography. Have been reading through it, and I will learn how to do that on the iPhone and the iPad. And I'm going to be getting Photoshop Elements 12 as well in the next 30 days. And we'll be using that to learn how to create videos with Photoshop. Instead of this photo booth, we'll be taking the computer down to the Genius Bar after the first of the month to get shown how to do better videos on YouTube. What is the cat? No, the cat's not falling. I don't know what that is behind me. And I want to make a comment on those online who accuse me of being a narcissist and a blatant self-promoter, and also make the base accusation that my only motivation for posting videos and on YouTube and for posting notices of those same videos on Belgab and elsewhere is to make money online. I haven't made a dime yet. It's cost me money in books, in research, in time, in going to get the books, in ordering the books from Amazon and elsewhere, and reading the books, that I'm learning how to use my Mac, how to use my iPhone, how to use my camera. And I've never understood this thing about being a narcissist. I am not in love with myself, in love with my physique, in love with my face. If anything, I'm not happy about the way my body has turned out after 61 years. When I was in my 20s, I was thin as a rail. This is due to illness, some self-indulgence, not being able to exercise due to illness. I do not love myself for my own sake, nor do I have an unhealthy interest in my own body or any other kind. This canard comes from internet trolls who post anonymously on Belgab and elsewhere. And while making money would be nice, and I would love to have more, I don't think anybody doesn't want to have more money unless you're an ascetic. I've yet to make any money doing this. My motivation for doing this is to have fun. That's number one. To inform people of the facts about certain people they may not know about. To poke fun at some people, to burst their balloons for their pretentiousness, and to do what I enjoy. Making money is not the prime motivator for my being online on YouTube or anywhere else. And another thing, I've been accused of self-promoting myself. Well, there are people on BellGab that self-promote themselves all the time. MV promotes his podcast. Onan now promotes Gabcast 2.0. Bateman promotes his podcast. And they're even featured on Art Bell's Dark Matter podcasting site. Art Bell promoted his Dark Matter show. George Norrie promotes his appearances in Toronto and elsewhere when he appears before hundreds, if not thousands of people, and he sings on stage. But none of those people, or anybody who entertains people on stage, in films, on radio, on television, as far as I know, gets accused of narcissism. And by the way, it's after New Year's here on the West Coast. I'm sorry I'm late with this, but I had a technical problem with the computer. So Happy New Year, L'chaim, to everybody across the world who is viewing this. This is Martinelli's Apple Cider. It is not an adult beverage. There is no adult beverage in here with Sylvester the Cat on the glass. So I wanted to make myself clear. I'm not doing this for the money. And any money I get for this... Oh God, there goes my tinfoil hat to protect me from the fireworks that started around here at 9:30. And from the emanation from George Tsoukalos' hair. There goes the tinfoil. And I have another pronouncement to make. I was informed this afternoon by George Norrie himself in an email that he graciously is going to allow me to send the copy of his cookbook to him at premiere, and he will autograph it. I'm going to get a second copy and I've asked him if he'll kindly let me get it autographed for my own collection, and then I will send it to Bill Burns and get him to autograph it as well, and then I will post it on eBay with all proceeds except the cost of the postage and box material to go to a animal charity. And I think a fair price for that, considering it costs $10. And now the price on Amazon, oddly enough, since I post my video, is now gone to $13 and maybe higher as I speak. All proceeds will go except for the cost of the postage and mailing it back and forth, which I will compensate myself for because I got to spend a lot of stamps for that. I have to pay for the postage both ways. We'll go to the animal charity, and I think a fair price for an autographed copy for both people to start might be $20. I don't know. I'd like your input on that. And there will be other announcements and other events as warranted in the future. I can't say anything about certain things because they're not decided yet, and some of them are not decided by me. They're not locked into stone yet. And as soon as I'm able to comment on them, I will announce them. And that's not self-promoting, but there will be things going on in 2014 involving videos and other things that I am doing. All right, with that in mind, I will start with the predictions. Pittsburgh Damas has been heard from. They towed his chakra away, and he's now sitting in a jail in Minsk and is awaiting someone to bail him out. But we're fresh out of flying brooms, so he'll have to wait probably through the new year until someone can come up with the money to bail him out and get him on a flight back to the United States. And by the way, I will look for a mouse pad tomorrow or later tonight so that you won't hear the scratching of the mouse on my keyboard table. All right, here we go. I predict that John Vague-Hogue will quit the prediction business when he fails to accurately predict the results of the 2014 midterm elections. He will quit doing his own predictions and will shave his beard, get a job working at Pet Boys, and will instead attempt to predict the health of vehicles brought into the shop for repairs by reading oil spills on the floor of the shop. I predict that Hostess will come out with new versions of Twinkies. One will be filled with tuna fish and relish. One will be filled with rice, tofu, and jalapenos. While a third will be filled with banana icing and sponge cake in an homage to the original filling of pre-World War II that left during the war because of a shortage of bananas. But a terrible tragedy will occur when workers at a Hostess plant in St. Louis, after drinking too much Bud Light at lunch, will trip into a small cave beneath the earth near the plant and will get back to work and accidentally make Hostess cakes made out of the cartoon character SpongeBob SquarePants. I predict that the previously presumed Jimmy Hoffa, last interviewed by George Norrie himself, will be found in a small Pacific atoll. It will be determined that he faked his own death because Norrie insisted on singing "You Are So Beautiful to Me" during his final interview, and Hoffa took it upon himself to escape to the island. He became the chief of the village, and the villagers, under Hoffa's direction, formed their own small Teamsters union and erected a statue of Debbie Boone, whom they regard as a goddess, while they chant the lyrics to "You Light Up My Life" for 30 straight days every year. George Tsoukalos will be found to be wearing a hairpiece, which is actually a sleeping muskrat. Linda Ronstadt will sue and win a settlement for trademark infringement because George refused to pay her royalties as the muskrat kept posting variations of covers of her song while singing them in muskrat mating noises. Bill Burns will discontinue UFO Magazine and open a chain of alien burger restaurants whose slogan is "Hamburgers so good they'll abduct your taste buds." It will be the biggest restaurant hit of the year with his Elvis burgers, the really, really close encounter burger, and the biggest burger in the world, the Devil's Tower burger, which is a burger covered in chili, guacamole, and kumquats. Whitney Strieber and Art Bell will appear on opposite sides of the aisle on the People's Court. Strieber will have borrowed Art Bell's riding mower because he started a whack and ride a gray business that failed, and the Grays took the lawnmower back to their home planet. Excuse me. And Strieber refused to reimburse Bell for the loss. The case will be settled in Bell's favor. George Norrie will quit as the host of Coast to Coast AM, as he makes the discovery that his lifetime contract with Premiere was written on multiple pieces of silly putty stitched together with live crawdads acting as the staples. Art Bell, taking the money he won from the suit with Strieber, will, in conjunction with a major slot machine company, co-create a new slot machine called the Art of Slots. It will have interactive holograms of moments and calls from his famous past shows, including having the players' credits fall down Mel's hole, The credits will also fly over Area 51 and receive quadruple credits if you survive flying the plane. And the wheel will allow the player to spin the wheel, call a Bigfoot live on the machine, and dance with a holographic chupacabra. And finally, the numbers lady will quit numerology for good when 32 people win the biggest Powerball jackpot in history, and no number will either be an 8 or have an 8 as its second number. She will move to New York City and will open a stand selling handmade wallets made out of the shells of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles who've outgrown their shells. And this is the guy from Pittsburgh saying, have a great New Year, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.